good morning. This is a little bit different, starting from home, eh? This is Mr. Neil Uren. He's a bit embarrassed being here. He reckons it's too bloody cold to be up so damn early in the morning.
I should be still in bed.
Yeah. He's going to look after my pussycat while I'm away. I've got a little note in there on the fridge for him. And,
hopefully he'll still be here when he gets back.
We're going on a little trip. This video is called the Anne Beadell Safari. Most of you won't know where the Anne Beadell Highway is, but I think Anne Beadell knows where it is. Husband of Lenny Beadell. He started building the highway in 1952. He came out of Maple Creek Station and he pulled up the blade when he finished the highway on the 17th of November 1962. So about 10 years. It was built in dribs and drabs. We're not going to drive it in dribs and drabs. We're going to drive it from one end to the other. It goes from Coober Pedy all the way across to Yeo Homestead, which goes to Laverton, and then Kalgoorlie. So then we're going to come around home. This trip's catered. All our food's been cooked by the cook. So I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll start on our journey, because I know you usually fast forward through these bits and get onto the juicy bits, don't you? So we'll get going. The Anne Beadell Safari. Yeah, this trip we got Jim going with us in a Toyota, which is a bit of a worry. And we got the couscous man, Ian Phillips from Gook's Track 2. He's volunteered to cook all our meals for us, cook all our evening meals for us. So this video should be called TP Eats His Way Across Australia, eh? Good on you, Dylan. There you go, mate. And we got another person going with us called Ian McDonald, which is going to be bloody confusing with two Ians, eh? We're going to have to sort that out. Yeah, so we'll see how we go, eh? Glendambo, not far to go tonight, not far to go further tonight, and we'll get to our little campsite just about 100 k's north of Glendambo. Just had my last iced coffee. Bit of a spell under the tree here. Not a bad spot. A few flies about though, that's a bit of a worry, eh? You on air, Jim?
Well, what do you find when you haven't got a gun?
Well, you got two to it, hasn't he?
That looks nice.
G'day, James.
Well, g'day.
How are you?
Yeah, g'day.
Where's your bloody hat, mate? Where's your bloody hat?
Hang on.
Hang on.
How are you, Trev?
Hang on. That's the Don.
How are you, mate?
That's Mr. McDonald.
That's him.
And that's Cookie.
That's Cookie.
That's the couscous man.
Couscous man again.
How are you?
Yeah, pretty
good to see you again. Good to see you again.
Well, have a look at our load.
Have a look at your load. Look at this. Bloody Nora. I thought, who's the woods?
That's my pillar.
Oh dear. Ashton Circus hasn't got anything on this mob. Have a look at this.
Look at the circus.
Well, the crew have finally sorted themselves out. They've worked out and they've come to the common agreement that Jim was late. Anyway, we're here at what I call Glendambo campsite. It's actually about 90 kilometres north of Glendambo. And then we're now sitting down, and I'm toasting myself a couple of crumpets. And Jim's lived up to himself. He's got his bloody fire going here. Oh, while I'm on camera, we've got a little presentation to make. Mr. Ian Phillips, would you like to rise, please?
Do you want me to hold the camera? Or?
From my brother's wife, would like to present you with some spice in keeping with your cookery. It's McCormick Bush Spice.
Bush spice.
And it's the spice to be used on the Anne Beadell Safari. And this spice is going to be associated with the food recommendation, all right?
Sounds very good.
Sounds very
It's
good.
got everything in there that we need.
Yes, and Jim said
But counter to that, I've also got a presentation to make
Have you?
To you.
Jim, would you like to come forward and hold the camera for me, please?
Yeah.
Bloody staff. You can't get decent staff these days.
But also, when I came on the first trip, you admired my redback. You
Yeah?
said you'd never been able to get one.
Oh, bloody Nora.
There's one, a redback
I'll
spider.
have to put that on my hat.
Yes, you'll have to do that.
Did you notice we've got the same hat?
Yes,
Oh,
do it
you've
the
got
same
a
way.
redback.
That's the one. That's the one you wanted. No,
Oh,
I wasn't
that's
going to give
really
it.
good.
So
You see that, viewers? We got a redback for our badge. Well, there you go. And that's very good. Thank you, Mr.
That's all right, thank you. Yeah.
Cookie. And I couldn't find a smaller container for the spice, but
It's all right
you
for
get
Jim.
a bloody big one.
It's only got 9.7% sugar, so Jim can
that's
have it.
good.
And Pat's 3.7.
And I previously, well, on camera I'll say, look, Claire, I did actually use your spice, and I'm just about finished it. I went and bought another one, all right? So this is another one I have actually used and recommended. So there you go, viewers. The Intrepid Explorer actually uses and recommends McCormick Bush Spice. So that's my product promotion for the trip. I guarantee there won't be any more, except for Coca-Cola and San Remo pasta, and potatoes and curry.
That'll be good.
Okay, production bloke, would you come forward and take this camera?
Yeah.
And I have a presentation.
Do you have a presentation,
I have a
Jim?
presentation now. Viewers, the story was that you wanted Ian to have a table. We got the tables for him.
Yeah, we've got a cooking table and an eating table.
Lay out all these knives, forks and spoons and everything that
Yeah.
he needed to make up this concoction. So with great expense to the management, I'll ask Ian to come forward.
Oh no! Oh, you're a man of the. Hey, you notice Jim is not one to
And I'm gonna
stand on
make a
ceremony.
presentation.
Jim's not one to stand on ceremony.
What we got here is the knives.
That's what we need. Instead of the blunt bits of
Now,
steel
get
we
the
had
cameraman
last
to
time.
come in over here.
There's the spade we're having tonight.
Have a look at this. There's
what we wanted.
That's what we need.
That's for scrambled eggs. That's for really mangy scrambled eggs. That's for pasta. That's for. I've seen you actually lick the spoon a few times. I think that's for licking the spoon.
the tough steak.
He got more of it. He's got a little grabber. He's got a thing to keep Jim in line. And what's this? Oh, can I?
No, that's the garlic.
Have you got garlic on board?
No.
No, we can't use the tea trainer. Oh, Jim, James, Jim, going a bit overboard. But never mind.
It's excellent.
Yeah, now that's to peel the spuds.
That's what we need.
So we got the cook's got a wrap of cooking utensils.
Have a look at that. You can even open it up, put that in a saucepan.
Have a look at that. Well, have you got anything to say about this?
Poor old Ian, I'm sorry.
Ian, have you got anything to say about
Well,
it?
well, I'm totally overwhelmed by the magnificent, magnanimous gesture of the driver to the cook.
And obviously, you're going to see these things in use down on the track, eh? Okay. country. We've had a bit of rain in the recent past up here, and Ian's already commented that the country looks very green. Say hello to the viewers, Ian.
How are you this morning? It's a beautiful morning. Just a few clouds in the sky.
I said say hello. Don't have
I'm not having to do it.
He's having a shot at me, this bloke. Jim's coming up behind us at 97.8 kilometres an hour. He reckons it's very slow. We're on the road here to Coober Pedy. That's about all we can describe here. It's just a bit of flat country here, and I can definitely say we're on the road to Coober Pedy. We start, Ian?
Looks like we start just outside of Coober Pedy. Alice Springs, Coober Pedy, turn right, which we've got to go back onto the highway.
And Jim's up there waiting for us already, so that's very good of him, isn't it? Yeah. And we're at the service station. We filled up, I got 120 litres of diesel, and we're going to continue on. And Ian says here we got to go out of town to go about 2.4 kilometres. Just turned off the bitumen, and we're still heading out past the shafts of Coober Pedy. Have a look at the moonscape out there, Jack. You'll have to note, Jack, this is the first time I mentioned your name on this video, alright? I'll mention it only a couple of more times, but old Jack up, and he likes moonscapes. 42.1 k's. This is actually the spot where we turn off from the access road to Maple Creek Homestead, and we actually head on down the road to the Anne Beadell Highway. We got our sign up there saying we're on the right road, which is very encouraging. Yesterday when I was coming up through Kimba, I stopped at Woody's Roadhouse, and my stomach needed a bit of settling, so I thought I'd better get something to eat. And I was after a very benign sandwich, and they had went in there and they had a few sandwiches on the counter there, not labelled, and I thought, oh well, cheese and lettuce always seems to go down alright, so I got me a cheese and lettuce sandwich and paid for it and went out. Took a bite and it wasn't bad, and I said, gee, this lettuce is nice and crunchy, and it wasn't cheese and lettuce, it was cheese and raw onion. It wasn't bad to eat, but I'm still tasting it today. We're not out of the station country yet. We're still on Maple Creek Station, and Ian says we've got a bit of a way to go. We've got to go through the dog fence, the famous Australian dog fence, before we get into real no man's land. So the trip hasn't really begun yet. The trip begins when we get to the dog fence. It's not bad country. Jim's quite happy now that we've got a few trees and a bit of firewood. He's breathed a sigh of relief.
Well. Look what we got here. We found a grid. Now this is the great Anne Beadell Highway. We're on the Anne Beadell Highway, and we're going from Coober Pedy to Laverton. Oh, what's this we've got here? Looks like there's a Nissan Dowdy. I reckon it's lost. No, it's not. It's just... Oh, there it is. Oh, see you later. Hey, I'll pick you up next trip.
The Anne Beadell Highway is running through up there. We camped on the northern side of the line for the night, near Tarralinga Waterhole. We're just to the east of Tarralinga Waterhole by about 3 or 4 kilometres, and it's a little bit boggy getting in here, but in the sand. Jim's setting himself up. He's standing up on the car. He's doing quite well. And Mac is, Jim's got him well trained. He's getting the fire going. We're having tuna tonight, and that'll all be very good, eh? And in case you missed it, I I had a flat tyre this afternoon. I don't like filming myself getting flat tyres, it depresses me a little bit. How's that fire going, Jim?
I reckon we got it going all right. Have a look at that. That's what I call a fire. Plenty of coals.
Yeah.
Boys over here cooking tea.
Macca's the cook's assistant, and got fried onions. We got
onions, few spade. Hamburgers tonight, Trev.
hamburgers.
Hamburgers tonight, mate.
Hamburgers tonight. Good morning. Had a very good sleep last night, and I think Jim had a very good sleep last night too. We all enjoyed Jim's sleep last night, which was good. We're continuing our westerly journey this morning along the Anne Beadell Highway. Beautiful flowers out. There's little white ones and there's little yellow ones over there, and Ian reckons he saw a blue wren this morning, but we don't believe him, do we, Ian?
No, but it was beautiful. I should have a book to find out what it is.
Yeah, well, I'll give him a book later on, but you can see the beautiful, beautiful red soil here, red dust. And the country's looking well, and we're doing okay. There's a couple of corrugations on the road. There's no trouble with the corrugations on the road, but they seem to be all joined up. And we enjoy these sandy bits up here through the sand dunes. We get a bit of a sand dune country, gives us a bit of a respite from the corrugations for a little while. Heavy traffic we've seen since we've been on the Anne Beadell is we saw as we were taking our photograph at the start of the Anne Beadell, two cars came through then, and they said it's a tad corrugated until we get to Emu. So we're heading towards Emu today. We're very near Tarralinga Well. We're at 149 kilometres out of Coober Pedy. Tarralinga Well is about 155 kilometres out of Coober Pedy. We're going alright so far. Beautiful country. You think the middle of Australia is all barren and desolate. Well, some bits of it are, but there's a lot of it. Lot part of it is quite verdant. You can tell it's very, very low rainfall out here, but a lot of these desert plants have learned to survive on low nutrient soils and very little rainfall. We've had a few mils last week, a few millimetres of rain through here, and the country sprang to life, and it's absolutely magnificent at the moment. As they say, it's a drive in the park, and we continue our westward journey.
This would be the grove of trees. Would be, I reckon that's where the well. It's dry and not in use.
There's Jim checking with his GPS. The sign for Tarralinga Well. And there's the Anne Beadell Highway going through here. That road there goes to a nice little campsite among the trees there. And the native well has obviously been pretty well visited and used these days, but we got a obviously white man come through and enlarged it and dug it out a bit, but it's not a bad spot here. A few large trees sort of give a indication of the water around, and it's in amongst a grove of trees here. Tarralinga Well, Anne Beadell Highway. Good at the moment. The corrugations are giving us a bit of merry hell there for a while. Totem test site 1, one of the first atomic blasts set off. Radiation hazard, radiation levels for a few hundred metres around this point may be above considered safe for permanent occupation. Test site Totem, a British atomic weapon was test exploded here in 1953. There you go. Oh, it feels warm. Must be the radiation, eh? Jim's made it down here. And he's glad to see, Jim's very glad to see we've got a bit of space junk down there. So it's all happening out here. There's not a lot of trees around this general vicinity just here. Well, what do you reckon, Ian?
Well, there's a bit of debris here. Can we put this together and make something?
Well, Jim said he wanted to see some debris, so...
Well, there's plenty of it there for him.
This is supposed to be the remains of Sherman tanks. And,
is it?
Isn't it?
There's a nice little tent take for you, Jim.
Yeah, but isn't there supposed to be didn't they have some German, like some big bulldozers and...
Yeah, I imagine they would have done something.
To see what?
It was a test explosion, Jim, and I imagine they would have done that.
Look at the railway line. How
Yeah.
that's been.
Yeah.
Pieces.
Yes. That could have been the remains of. Well, look, there's. Old Murray likes looking at things like this. Have a look at this, Murray. You bent a bit there, and you get a bit of bent up stuff there. Like Jim said, it's probably the remains of various articles of war that they left for to be exposed to the blast. You've got a railway iron here that's got a few woofs in it, and it's a good spot for a photo opportunity here.
Here's a good crankshaft.
You got a good crankshaft. Hey, Dave Ward, look, I tell you what, look, that man can get anything running. I tell you what.
Bit of trouble there.
We might take this back to you, Dave. And he's got a big end knock problem. We wonder whether he can cure it. Actually, that looks in better condition than the old crankshaft that came out of the Nissan Dowdy.
She's rugged, isn't it?
Well, I think it's seen better days, put it that way.
Look at this, look how that's bent.
Anyway, we're going to go and have a look at Totem 2, which in the sequence of totems is where they set off the second blast here at Emu.
That'll be over there.
Yeah, it's down that way. But apparently Lenny and Mr. Penny stood on an outcrop approximately 8 kilometres down there to have a look at the explosion. The road goes through the middle. We come about 4 k's this way. And the observation point is actually another 4 k's down the road the other way. So we'll go and have a look at the second site now, which is down this road here, a couple of k's, and where they set off the second explosion. But it's very eerie sitting here, and 1953 there was a big bang.
Could have held the bomb.
This is Totem 2. We've got the same sort of thing out here, Murray. Got the sheared off bolts from the bottom of the tower where they exploded the bombs. There's a tower foundation there. There's a tower foundation here. Tower foundation here blown to, and there's another tower foundation over here. Test site Totem 2, a British atomic weapon, was test exploded here on the 27th of October 1953. Radiation hazard. So the tower was over here, Murray. There's the 4 legs around the obelisk here. So the explosion actually went off up there, alright? And it's all very good, eh? Once again, you got an area around here with not many trees. You got my brother over there videoing, see that? And the observation point was, well, I should say a good observation. We're on that high ground over there, but they reckon it's about 8 kilometres away. Alongside the road coming back from the two totems, I saw this. Looks like a tow rope for a Nissan, but it's actually the, I believe it's the armoured communications cable used to communicate between the observation post, which is where we're going, and the bomb site to transmit some of the information that they required back to the base so they could tell what happened. But he's fairly tough, eh? This is on the road back to the observation site. Here's Jim coming up there, and there's the road that we came down to the observation point here, and that's where the bombs went off, one there and one out there. We're up here at a beautiful, nice, high little escarpment, and we've got foundations and various little things here, and this is where old Lenny and Mr. Penny stood with their backs to the blast, and would have made quite an impressive sight. Boom, up there in the bush, and they saw the ripples of the blast heading towards them in the scrub before it finally hit them and blew their hats off here. As Lenny said, do you think we're far enough away? And he said, we'll be alright, we'll be alright. Very quiet spot now. Back in 1953 there was a big bang.
£100 mph now. We were nearly doing that this morning.
Yeah, what's that? It's the intersection of Mount Davies Road and Anne Beadell's.
The corrugations can only get better.
Yeah, but the Mount Davies Road is thought to be impassable.
That's
one here, Mount Davies, and permits are not usually given, are not usually available.
This is the junction of the Anne Beadell Highway and the Mount Davies track. And they got a little bucket here, and the bucket has got little bits and pieces in it and things like that. It's got an old coil. So we're going to treat it like a... we're going to put some money in there. In fact, what I got for you here, I got for you a nice brand new $20 note. Alright, we come up here. See that? New $20 note. What are we going to do? Mount Davies track, Anne Beadell Highway. Old Ford coil. In the Ford coil. Now, if you want to come down here one day and collect that, that's good. That's good. And Jim's here doing some filming. He's filmed various things before, and we're going to camp somewhere here tonight, aren't we, Jim?
I'll vouch for it. He definitely put it in there.
Yeah? And she's still in there?
Yep.
Yeah. She's got one of old Lenny's. I think this might be a duplicate, but read her out, Ian.
Oh, we've got Anne's Corner, Anne Beadell Highway, which we're standing on. You got 70 miles to Volkes Hill. I've got my glasses here, I'm just under a bit of trouble. And then we've got 180 miles to the Western Australia border.
Yeah, wherever you
and then from here it's 400 miles to Neil's Junction.
Right, Neil Junction. We've got to go 400 miles down that way to Neil Junction. That's where I buried the piston, remember? And the old Mount Davies track, which is considered nowadays as impossible, is up that way. And of course we got the obligatory $20 in there. The road we come up is that one there from Coober Pedy. So it's all happening out here. All roads leads to here. And Ian's going over there checking botanical specimens. And we're looking for a camp.
Right, now this is this McCormick's bush spices on the carrots, going to be wrapped up there, bit of water, bit of alfoil, carefully folded so that there's 2 layers of alfoil over all the carrots. That'll then go into that campfire over there on the side, and it will be absolutely magnificent, we hope.
Well, how much of this bloody alfoil do you want?
That's all I need, mate.
Done my job. A few peanuts and a couple of beers. I'll be happy. Shower time soon, Jim.
Yep.
Go and have a shower.
We're here at Anne's Corner on the Anne Beadell Highway. It's the junction of the road to Coober Pedy goes that way, and the road to Laverton, Kalgoorlie, Western Australia, Perth, Mount Augustus goes that way. And we're at the junction here of the road here. It goes up to Mount Davies Road, goes up into Aboriginal land, up that way. And Jim was a bit worried. We was at Anne's Corner exactly, and Jim says, "No bloody wood here. Good campsite, no wood." I said, "That doesn't worry me." And Ian says, "Well, you're not going to get any bloody damper then." Well, we had to go down a bit further. So Ian's got his bush spices and his spuds, and he wrapped up carrots. He likes carrots for some reason.
Go with a carrot.
And
That's how you can see where you're going.
Jim has sacrificed 20 litres of water this evening, which is very good of him. He said to hold my 10 litres of water for him until later on, so it's good. I'll put 40 litres of diesel in my car. If it starts up in the morning, I'll be very happy. So I think we shook shit out of my battery today.
Yeah, Trevor, you
Have a look at
You
that.
can have a go at that.
Have a look at that.
Very nice.
Good enough to eat?
Bloody excellent. One of your better dampers.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy with it, Ian?
Yep, that's nice. I reckon it's not too doughy.
My food recommendation for this trip would have to be the Ian Phillips damper. That is magnificent.
Well, I think it is.
Just packing up in the morning. Past some people on the way from Laverton to Coober Pedy, and they said the road from here on isn't too bad. They said it's a fairly good day's travelling, and they started last Wednesday from Laverton, so they're about 5 days out as well. Bacon and eggs this morning for breakfast. Ian says we've got to have bacon and eggs every morning, occasionally for breakfast, because Ian wanted to get to the eggs before Jim broke too many. We got a new passenger today in the vehicle. We got Macca, Ian McDonald.
Say good day to the people, Ian.
Beautiful day. Beautiful day. As Trev said, without our bacon and eggs. Good job we did, because Jim got to the fridge and the remaining half dozen he just picked up and probably dropped them. So he was looking for some scrambled eggs, but it was a bit late to do that. So
We lost
got them on our way.
We lost a can of beer yesterday too. Jim was very disappointed to find one of his little babies that broken during the day. So he wrapped them all up in newspaper, which should stop any further breakages. The Anne Beadell's treating us quite well today. The corrugations are nothing to worry the intrepid traveller. Got some bigger trees here today, look at that. And bit of sand. A bit windy this morning. I don't remember this windy late yesterday, but probably it was. Still got our corridor of trees. Well, good morning. This is a very good sample of spinifex. You see the beautiful tucker for the things? Notice how there's a big ring in the middle? See here? This is because all the nutriments are gone here, so the spinifex just spreads out, moves around. Be a good place to sit and ponder what you should be doing. It's a good place to ponder. Dinner time. Border of the unnamed conservation park. And Ian says we've got to go west down that road there.
On a general westerly direction, I think you won't be far off.
What's up, Jim?
Can't find my camera.
That's no good.
This is what we're following.
That's a good book. We recommend this to viewers to read this book?
If you really want to travel the Anne Beadell Highway, you've got to read The Lifetime in the Bush Autobiography, Len Beadell.
Just turn to a couple of pages, Jim. I think you had a couple marked, a couple of relevant points there to...
This one here.
Oh, there's where we go. See, we came up here.
No, from Coober Pedy.
And we went to Coober Pedy, and then we went out on Maple Creek Station. I'll see how this is looking. And then we went to Maple Creek Station, and we spent the first night at Tarralea. Went up and saw Emu. We spent last night at Anne's Corner, appropriately named after Mrs. Anne Beadell, which is Len's wife. And possibly tonight we're at Volkes Hill Corner, which is there. Jim says we've still got a long way to go, though. Look. Yeah. Neil Junction. That's where we were. We went through. Remember we went through, Jack? Talking to Mr. Jack Galpin here. Jack likes looking at maps, don't you, Jack? You like looking at me finger on a bit of paper. We went up here, remember, Jack? We went up here to Warburton, then across to Giles, through Ayers Rock, Kalgoorlie, and come home. Well, now we're actually going through here. Then we'll go down Laverton, Kalgoorlie, and then we'll come home on the bitumen. We'll see how that goes. It's a good trip, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, good trip. I haven't got my hat on, though.
Very
Well, I'll get sunstroke.
Yeah, Jim.
Thank you. Have a look at that on the Anne Beadell Highway. Recommendation today?
Oh, your food recommendation. We don't have daily recommendations.
Oh, right.
Oh, I think the damper last night really took the cake.
Yeah.
Really took the cake. And Ian's very hungry. He's got one for me.
Yeah,
That's very good.
I've been to a cover.
If anyone wants a Metwest or a cheese sandwich, they can have it.
It's hamburgers. And the unknown, which shouldn't be called the Unknown Conservation Park now, because it's actually been handed back to the Aboriginals, and we're now on Aboriginal land.
No, not yet.
Again.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right. That's a big step for mankind, but a small step for Jim.
That's right. Beautiful country.
It is, isn't it?
Have a look at the wildflowers over there.
I reckon this man here could sell real estate out here.
Yeah. Look at those beautiful pinky flowers over there in the distance.
It's nice, isn't it, Jack? Old Jack Galpin in Port Pirie likes wildflowers. He just doesn't like the idea of someone paying the water to water them. Beautiful and quiet out here, Jack. Absolutely magnificent, you would say. Absolutely bloody magnificent.
Oh, somebody here. Nothing to see. Shittiest place we've been to. We've been to Coonland and that was better. Somebody's written here, Australia does not want dickheads like you. Get out of Australia, you certainly aren't the true Aussies.
Well, some people have got some oyster shells here.
Oh, Simon, got the visitor's book. Just checking to see if there's anyone from Port Lincoln.
Volkes Hill Corner, latitude south 28, 33, 56, longitude 130, 4105. From star observation by LB Lenny Beadell on the 2nd of April 1962. Emu's 100 miles that way, Maple Creek. Western Australian border is 110 miles that way. Laverton, a long way. Southern Road is to Cook, 180 miles. Gun Barrel Road Construction Party. Anne Beadell Highway, please leave this sign for future others. Lenny Beadell, 2nd of April 1962. Anne Beadell Highway, Lenny, 1962. We've got a visitor's book over here which we've had a look at. Lovely spot here. Very photogenic, isn't it, Jack? We'll come down that road from Coober Pedy. We come round. That's the road there that goes down to Cook. And we go around and we go towards Western Australia on that road down there. Not a bad little spot here, Lenny. Lenny's picked out for Volkes Hill Corner. Lenny actually picked out the corners of these roads here actually before he built the roads to the certain location which he had worked out before. But as some nondescript person wrote in the book, it is a bloody long way from anywhere, but you only get out what you put in, and it's beautiful country. It's not desert at all, and as Jack Galpin would say, it's absolutely bloody magnificent. Here's a pretty location though, isn't it? Beautiful weather. Beautiful trip. We're setting up our campsite for the night and we decided to walk up the hill behind our campsite. We're at Volkes Hill Corner and we're now climbed up on the sand ridge here, and we're going to have a look and see whether we can see Volkes Hill from the corner. We'll see how we go.
There's that one. You can see through there.
We reckon that one down there
Yeah. Just above the tree here.
is Volkes Hill. There.
It's the second one back.
That one in the front there. It's only a little pimple on the landscape. But it's the highest little pimple around here apparently. Volkes Hill from Volkes Hill Corner. Okay, I'll give you a 2x1. Copy.
Oh, that's nice, mate. That's nice. Yeah, I might just try.
Yes, we're on the wire tonight, Ed, pushing 100 watts.
She's going good.
That's Jim entering his daily data on his little PDA. And we're sitting here on it's not a bad campsite here. Ian's just doing the gravy at the moment. Oh, actually he's doing the potatoes. I didn't quite have a look at what he was doing, but he's doing the potatoes. We got sausages and onions. Onions are good food. Makes you glad to be alive. Oh, and there's I think it's gravy in the pot over there, isn't it, Ian? I think it's gravy in the pot.
Bit of gravy, Connor. That's it.
And we're here at, this is Camp, Camp Volkes Hill. We're not far from Volkes Hill on the side of the Anne Beadell Highway.
No, it's just a bit of bloody...
Jim's got his,
logs got moved.
Jim's got his street light up here. We got our little address where we're staying tonight, just down here. Potato coming up all right, Ian?
Coming up very nicely. Yep, nice and creamy. Just going to put a little bit of milk in with it. Just give it that extra little bit.
And I noticed that's proper milk too. That's
proper Kieran Perkins milk. Olympic gold medal.
Yes.
Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are on our merry way again. We're still heading west. I've been telling Trevor that's what he's going to keep doing. A little bit bumpy this morning, but well, we've got better things to come.
It's a lovely little road, isn't it, Jack? I reckon your little car could bore along here, Jack. What do you reckon? I reckon you'd go slow through here, you'd be looking at all the sights, say, they've had a fire through here. That's why all the trees are a bit black, perhaps. A lot of new regrowth on the trees there. See the regrowth? It's a nice little drive this morning. We had a good camp last night. We camped early. There wasn't too many flies. No wind. Had a big tea last night, as you saw.
Yes, well, we've stopped by the side of the track and I've spied some Hakea bucculenta. We're not too sure whether they were the same ones we saw on the Connie Sue last year, but you can see them up there. They're a beautiful colour and the video will definitely show what they're like set up against that blue sky.
Very good. A real bronze colour about it.
That's one of the Cassia families, a bit different than the other ones we've been seeing. It's got, most of the other ones we've seen have had a little narrow leaf. This has got a real broad leaf. I'll have to get the book out this afternoon when we make camp and see if I can find out which one it is, but they're beautiful yellow.
Well, we're very close to the border now, and as we get closer to the border,
The track is rough.
Jim says the track's rough. Lenny had always thought he'd have trouble at the border with a group of lakes that he knew about called the Serpentine Lakes, dry lake pans, and here they are. He thought he'd have a bit of a bind getting through these because he didn't know really where the road was going to end up, just following the dunes. He sort of cast his lottery to the wind, and he came up trumps because he ended up getting a road straight across with no problems. But the lakes are fairly large. They go down that way a fair bit and down that way a fair bit, and he was quite lucky to come out at a spot where he could cross over them safely. Just crossing the Serpentine Lakes on the South Australian, Western Australian border. Looks like we're leaving Crows country, Hayden. You can see why Lenny was worried crossing here. It could be a little bit boggy on occasion. We've arrived at the South Australian, West Australian border. Jim's still got all his stuff on top. He's a bit lighter now because he's a little bit down on fuel. Welcome Chamberlain Tractors. And we got our Lenny Beadell sign here. The state border, latitude 283040, longitude 29000. Laid in from an astronomical observations, 24th of April 1962, South Australia, West Australia. Well, that's the best state, isn't it? 110 miles, Volkes Hill Corner, Laverton, Gun Barrel Road Construction Party, Lenny Beadell, April 1962. Well, there you are. We go down this way towards Laverton, which is apparently a bloody long way that way. And Ian says that we've got to go east, got to go west, he said, west. So that's what we're up against. We've got a sign here that says Conservation Park on the border. And hang on, Jim. What? What?
We're the pride
of South Australia, we're the mighty Adelaide Crows.
Have a look at it.
Have a look at that, Hayden.
Australia, we're the mighty Adelaide Crows.
Whoa.
Good on you, Pete.
Up the mighty Crows.
That was especially recorded from Mr. Hayden Twining down Adelaide. These boys actually did that just for you, Hayden, because they believe in the Crows, but... as you know,
we're into big West Australian country now.
We've got to go into Western Australia country. We've got to go incognito. Ian's got to take his hat and hide his underwear.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, can I do it?
Right. So there's the border. Welcome to Laverton Shire. It says here. Hang on. What's this? We got a little puppy dog.
Oh, what's he doing there?
What's he doing? He's one of them border bears.
He just looks like a real little Chloe. Why don't we name him Chloe?
Hey?
What do you reckon, mate?
I don't know.
He looks like a little Chloe.
Do you answer to the name of Chloe? We'll name him Chloe. We'll bring him back to Port Pirie and we'll call him Chloe because he answers to the name of Chloe. You see that?
Chloe, come here. Go way back.
There we go.
Sit there and...
You can sit there and look after the sign. This bunch of Crow supporting avid fans are going to continue their way on to Western Australia. We've driven off the road a little bit here from the Rockhole turn off. There's a little shelter thing back there at the turn off. It's got a rainwater tank and a toilet. There's a little camping ground, but we're going to go on a bit further when we come back. About a kilometre off the track is one of Lenny Beadell's rock holes. That's it down here. Jim will probably taste the water, or he won't taste the water. But it's just here between two dunes. There's a bit of a depression in the limestone. The limestone base comes up through the sand, and they got a rock hole down the bottom. We'll go and have a closer look. A little bit of slime in it. Well, the bubble's coming up, Ian.
Yeah, it's the tadpoles coming up.
Oh, you got a few taddies in there.
Oh, huge ones.
I suppose the big tadpoles would have to live on little tadpoles until the big tadpoles became frogs and breed again. But they can't go very far here, eh?
Where are you going to camp tonight? Just over the border?
Rockhole. Anne Beadell Highway. Jim, tell us about your fuel problem.
We got a big tank of fuel, 170 litres. We're going to cart it across the Anne Beadell Highway and take it all the way home, just to make sure we had enough fuel. We can't get the fuel out of it, that's the problem. But we're going to make the Aboriginal roadhouse tomorrow and fill up and we'll be right. No worries.
Well, just found a bit of newspaper. Going to get the evening fire going for it.
How's the trip been going so far?
Oh, bloody terrific. Bloody terrific.
Have you had any major dramas?
No, not
There's been a lack of cool crown mints, or?
no, plenty of crown mints. Plenty of crown mints. No other bugger will have them, mate. I gave one bugger a crown mint today and he was going cross because his sugar level.
My sugar went up, yeah.
High. So we'll just get this fire going here, Trev. Oh, Boy Scout here, just one match, that's enough. That's all you need. Chuck the rest of the matches away.
What's for tea tonight, Ian?
Chicken?
Tea tonight we have chicken with in a cream of chicken and mushroom sauce with carrots and potatoes, and we'll see how the fire goes, whether we have a damper, but it depends a bit on what the fire timber is like. So we'll see how it goes. And
I think we might be a bit late tonight for a damper. We're actually camping on Western Australian time, which is half an hour actually behind South Australian time, and Jim reckons that's just about the way it's normally done anyway. We got our prime navigator back in the car this morning. He's just getting organised. Stopped here on the side of the road to let him enjoy the beautiful countryside we're going through. Beautiful couple of gums up there. Absolutely magnificent country. Absolutely magnificent. We come down there this morning. And your lens out a bit, Jim.
Yeah, it looked a bit dirty. 100 kilometres to go to fuel.
I think Sue would like you to have a shave, Jim.
Do you reckon? Yeah, well, we'll get a bit of water.
What do we got here, Jim?
I don't know, it was a pretty pronounced track up there, and we saw a car come out of it, and I thought, well, it must go somewhere, no sign, nothing. And I thought, well, it's got to go to either a rubbish dump or a lake, and there's no rubbish dumps out here, so it's got to go to a lake. How many? Have I? Oh, I shouldn't be in here.
Hey, how you reckon you're going for fuel, Jim?
All right. Be positive.
Surrounded by sand dunes up there. Got a few camel tracks through the lake here. Human prints there. But, yes. About dinner time, we got to think about having dinner soon too. Not bad, is it, Jack? We're parked up there.
100 series.
At the edge of the lake. Just filled up with diesel, and my cup runneth over. There's diesel running out underneath the car. We're leaking a bit on top of the tank, so looks like there's either a hose off or I've cracked the top of the tank or something. But, anyway, I filled up the jerry cans again with diesel, and we'll see how we go. Jim's filled his car up with fuel. He's having trouble sucking the fuel from his auxiliary into his main tank, and looks like I might be having that trouble too later on, because there's a crack in the top of my tank and it's not airtight. It won't suck the diesel from the auxiliary. This is the fuel stop on the Anne Beadell Highway. Very friendly staff here, and the Anne Beadell Highway just runs along down here, runs past, and the Aboriginal Business Road comes up from the air highway up past here and through to the Pitjantjatjara lands. So there we go. Quite a good stop here. The diesel pump here is actually a 12 volt arrangement, and it's actually solar powered. Quite high tech. Nice building, nice building. Just like the shelters on the way out here, they have a little bit curved in with a funnel leading the rainfall into a little tank to hold the water. Water's a premium out in this country. So, apart from the trouble with the fuel tank, everything's going alright.
Hey, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Old Chloe's got a little friend here.
Sit down. Sit down. Hey, sit down. Sit. He's not going to kick it. I'm not going to throw Chloe. Sit down. Right.
What's your with that, Chloe?
Chloe's got goo all over her head.
Chloe's got goo all over her head now. That's no good. Where's your stick? Where's your stick? Is the stick? No, not the proper stick.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball?
I like to stand with one forward and the other head on the side.
Where's the ball?
Where's the ball?
Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Grab the dog.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Case it. Oh, he's already that side.
No, I've got it.
He's a Belgian shepherd.
Oh, you got slobber all over the top of Chloe. Well, after Chloe embarrassed ourselves back at the fuel stop by attacking the dog down there, we're on our way past the fuel stop now, and we're coming up to a plane wreck site. There's a small light plane that crashed in here not long back.
This is the plane crash from the Goldfields. Well, there it is. Well, looks like in fairly good nick. That's the inside. The engines are gone, of course. This wing got banged up a bit,
I stopped to take a photograph of Jim with his Toyota coming over a rise, and we did that, and we had a bit of a giggle, and we all thought that was a hell of a good joke till I looked back at my car and I realised it was on a bit of a lean. And Ian wasn't even sitting in the side of the car at that stage, and we realised the tyre was flat. At that point I thought to myself, bugger. So we did that, and actually I did very little to change the tyre. The crew jumped in and changed most of that for me, but everything went alright. And we're still going alright, Ed. We've actually picked up fuel. We've actually picked up fuel today at the fuel stop, and we currently got all the fuel on board. We thought it was going to run a bit low, but the story with that will no doubt pan itself out over the next few days, so we'll be alright about that. No, everything's going alright here. I hope everything's going alright down there. Hope the old L50614 is going okay. And I hope the old chook for L504 is doing okay. And I hope John Wayne sitting up on his wall is still smiling down at the old fella. And Hayden, if you're listening, how are Crows going, mate? They won any footy matches lately? Drop us a line, mate. Drop us a line, tell us. I tell you what, you can drop the line to the care of the Laverton police station, because they'll certainly find us. As evening approaches, look at this.
Camp 6.
Camp 6. Jim's got steak and onions, and Ian's got potatoes and brown gravy, and I don't know. And look at this. Gotta see this. We got some Renano Premium Shiraz. Even I'm having a little drink. See that next to me Coke. And all's going well. Jim's had a shower. Behind there, we've all had a shower. And all is okay with the world. What do you reckon, Ian?
It's the best time of the night.
Well, it's the first time we've had sat round a table, so we must have all had a shower. We can all stand each other's BO.
We all smell nice.
We all smell nice.
How's things going, Macca?
Oh, bloody terrific. I tell you what, we've been going west for bloody kilometres, and we're still going bloody west, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll be there when the whips are cracking, Cobber.
Jim, any messages?
When you do the Connie Sue, it's only a little jaunt. But when you do the Anne Beadell, you better stick your false teeth in, because you'll shake them out. Be pretty rough until South Australia. When the next election comes, we've got to say, who's going to fix up the Anne Beadell as good as Western Australia? Whoever it is, we'll vote for him.
Good morning. We're on our way again. We're approximately 75 kilometres from Neil Junction, and the wildflowers are out this morning, the sun's out this morning, and the blowflies are out this morning rather early. We're on our way towards Neil Junction, and we're going to go and have a look at the rock arrangements this morning, and then we're going to have a bit of a spell at Neil Junction. I know we've been there before, but we got to call in and visit our old friends, don't we? Just walking into the rock arrangements now, and this looks like a bit of a clutter at the moment. Every now and again you get little circles and squares, but then you come down here and eventually you come to quite significant arrangements. Starting to get a little bit more pattern in the rocks here. And if we look up here, you see that's the Anne Beadell Highway continuing on towards Neil Junction. It's a magic location here. A little bit eerie, but nice and quiet. We start to get little. When Lenny found these, he approached the local Aboriginals to say, well, what's the significance of these rock arrangements here? And they had no knowledge of the significance of them, and they didn't even know that they were here. They've been here a long, long time. Got an outer wall there, got an inner wall here. And the significant one about this one is you've got a circle arrangement there with one rock in the middle. And no, someone has not just gone and put that there recently, because it's actually, if you have a close look at it, you can actually see that it's been there a long, long time. And you can actually see the, if we pan in, you can actually see the desert stain up the side of the rocks. See that? So the rocks have actually been sitting there for a long, long, long time. You got little pathways here. See this? Down here, a little curved rock arrangement. And basically, if we look back, you see we've got little circles. There's the one with the rock in the centre, and we've got little curved lines. What do you reckon, Jim?
Well, back again. They're still here.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you talk about the bloke back at the fuel depot?
What did he say?
He said that he's lived for about 7 years with the local Aboriginal tribes at the mission and spoken to all the old elders, and they don't know anything about the place.
I've said that Lenny doesn't. Lenny approached the people that he knew.
At the fuel depot,
Yeah.
Ian Phillips spoke to the guy there, and he said that it's either that it is so significant as an Aboriginal sacred site that they're not allowed to talk about it,
Or they don't know.
or they don't know, generally don't know. But the old elders won't talk about it. They say they know nothing. They know nothing.
It's a very nice location though, isn't it, Jim?
Beautiful. Notice there's a few more of those little purpley flowers out than was here last time.
Yeah.
We were here last time. If you had spent a week here, you'd go around all those big rock formations and have a look around and see if there's anything else of significance around there.
Well, we're here back at Neil Junction. Up there is where we went last time. That was up to Warburton. We've come from Coober Pedy, go to Laverton, down that way. And what's down that way, Jim? Rawlinna, isn't it?
Yep.
Rawlinna. And Jim's got his rock here from Wanna Beach. He's put it on the top here. We're at Neil Junction. This is one of Lenny's signs made by the Gun Barrel Road Construction Party, and he called it Neil Junction. The little Chloe down here has made it to Neil Junction. Chloe was almost savaged by a dog down at the fuel depot down there, and we managed to get him back, Chloe, for you. So little Chloe's still going all right. And last time we was at Neil Junction, we buried a piston. What we're going to do for you, we're going to have a go at finding this piston. Now you remember we buried a piston here. Well, beneath the camel track here, let's go down, see how we go. Not doing too good so far, are we? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I'm going to plant some carrots here.
Carrots, all right. I thought I'd be a bit closer than this. What do you hear? Ian Phillips over there is having a hell of a giggle.
Ah. Hey, what's that?
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! And here we go.
12 months, I dug them out. Bloody idiots, aren't I? Bloody idiot. Here we go. Here we go, the number 3 piston. Out the old Dowdy, the bad one. I'm going to take this back in the car and I'm going to shift it a little bit down the road. Now you out there would be wondering, what a silly Billy. There's method in my madness. We'll catch you down the road in a minute. Now we got all this dug up here. I usually like wasting a bloody big hole like this. I'll tell you what, look, I got a right fresh $50 note. Alright? Next to the tree, Anne Beadell Highway, we put it in the ground like that, like a carrot seed. Little carrot seed. Now from little carrot seed, big carrots grow. Alright? And then we try and reinstate. This is what telecom does mostly, it reinstates. We have to dig holes, then we have to fill them in again. It doesn't seem very salubrious at times. There you go. If you like look up the position of the old piston on the old Anne Beadell Highway.
And the Connie Sue.
And the Connie Sue, we tried that one. We dug up the old piston. The piston ain't here anymore. Seek and ye shall find. We're 24 kilometres from Neil Junction on the road that goes to Laverton or Kalgoorlie, and Ian's digging a hole for me over here next to a marble gum. It's called the Desert Marble Gum, and I think he's finding a little difficult here. So we got a piston here out of the old Dowdy, and what we're going to do, we're going to take this piston here. It's a little bit weathered, it's a little bit rusty, but it's a piston out of the old Nissan Dowdy, and we're going to put it all over here. Ian, if I were to ask you to bury that piston,
I think you should say a prayer.
Over to the old Dowdy. That's our prayer. There's a little bit of a teary moment in the Intrepid Explorer, the placing the piston out of the old Dowdy. Anne Beadell Highway. Now all you people are taking notice of where the pistons are. Have a look at the map. You plot those pistons where all the pistons are. And I'll tell you what, the first person who tells me where the last piston out of the Dowdy should go wins a prize. There you go. I'll give you a little hint. None of them are in South Australia. Have a look at this. We've got the old Dowdy in 5th gear. Now we're just cruising along. We got something wrong with our main fuel tank. We've got a leak in it. So we got 70 litres of fuel in the auxiliary tank. We can't get out. And old Chloe and Jessica are still going along with us. Oh, we found out something about Chloe. Because he was found on the border, we're going to call him a border collie. So there you go. Chloe's a border collie. And he's had quite an adventure on this trip, haven't you, Chloe? There he goes. There he goes. He's barking away. He likes sitting over there with his nose up against the windscreen, just like Dylan used to. Quite a good road here from the Neil Junction Reserve Conservation Park, and we're about 60 kilometres away from Neil Junction now, heading towards Yeo Homestead. We don't think we'll actually stop at the homestead, but we'll find a campsite very near there somewhere. We'll just find a campsite near there with a little bit of firewood for Ian to work his little magic with his little bush spices and that. And we're going to have something special tonight. We're going to have a damper with for some fruit and some sultanas and something in it. And so it's going to be a special damper tonight. We were quite privileged last night. We had, believe it or not, we had light fruit cake with some tinned fruit and custard. So there you go. That's what comes from bringing a cook along. The Spinifex has seeded, and earlier on the Anne Beadell out of Coober Pedy, the Spinifex seed heads were full. The Spinifex seed heads here are empty, which means they have actually run their sequence, and it's a little bit drier this way, a little bit drier. Absolutely magnificent country through here, Jack, isn't it? God, say it, Jack. Isn't it bloody beautiful, Jack? Jack likes looking at country like this. He doesn't often get out in his little blue car to look at the country. Every now and again he drives down the end of Anzac Road to look at the country, but there's not much down there, so there you are, Jack. You've got a few trees out there and bit of a sandy road. Some nice trees actually. The trees are marble gums or desert oaks, not desert oaks, desert gums. And the Spinifex is up. It's quite nice. Yeo Homestead straight ahead. We've arrived at Yeo Homestead, and what we got here? We've got a windlass and a well over there. We've got a chook pen over there. Got a little bit of a shed here. There's the shower block, the hook where you hook on your solar shower. Bit of a spot here to camp. Here's the homestead. He's just checking it out. We've got a bit of a table and chair arrangement here. Nature reserve. And the accommodation is a little on the Spartan side, but we do have real glass in the windows, don't we?
Hello there, TP.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, come in the kitchen.
Oh, come in the kitchen.
I should have brought
Bit smelly. Smells a bit of burnt timber. I don't know why that is.
Visitors book inside.
Yeah, got a bit of Jack Daniels to keep us warm during the night.
Yeah.
A very squeaky front veranda to eat your tea on. And careful down there, I'm going to have a shower in there later on.
Looks like we'll be getting some bread delivered later on too. We'll have to give them their crate back.
I'll stand on that.
Buttercup. Bloody buttercup. Oh.
It's not, is it? Not a bad spot, Jimmy.
Really good.
I'll tell you what, the ablution block's a bit far away.
That's the well, isn't it?
No.
Well's over here.
Yeah, I already showed that.
No, nearly there. There you are, the bucket's in the water.
Right in.
No, just leave it there to wait till it. That's it. You've done well.
Wind her up.
Wind her up. Wow. That's what you call drawing water.
Hope you had your wheat mix this morning, Magga.
I did. I had cornflakes as well.
There we go.
But I did have a couple of Crown Mints on the way.
Oh, that's the main thing, isn't it?
That gave me a bit
What's the water taste like?
No, this is not for drinking.
You like the little lizard? He's got a little friend over here. Look at that. How's it going, Magga?
All right, Coober. Bloody beautiful here. Nice cold west end.
And you're going to have a shower in a minute?
Have a shower. I've had 8 Crown Mints today.
Jim's over there. He's trying to organise the shower. I've already had a shower in the little water tank over there. Let's go over and have a look. We are being recorded. We're being recorded and we're being videoed at the moment because Hayden, if you're listening, on the side, this is QSL night. Copy, copy.
Yeah, he's nodding his head.
Yeah, he always nods his head, mate. It's part of the conditioning married people go through. They like nodding their head. Over.
Yes, we nod well. We're nodding well. QSL.
Yes. What is your location tonight, Ed?
It's the radio shack in the backyard, QSL.
Yep. Location tonight, Ed. Location tonight is Yeo Homestead. Yankee Oscar Echo Homestead on the Anne Beadell Highway, Western Australia.
I bloody checked it out. It's in there.
How you going there, Cyclops?
Pretty good. That's definitely where the power goes in, isn't it? That one? Yep. So perhaps we'll try this one.
Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear.
So we're going to come down along here. We're going to Yamarara,
Yep.
abandoned.
Yep. Through White Cliffs abandoned down to Laverton. Well, we've left the Yeo Lake Homestead this morning. Beautiful night's sleep last night, and we're back into the corrugations and the rough road a bit, but it's not too bad. Got Macca on board this morning. How'd you go last night?
Oh, I had a good night's sleep last night. Yeah. Nice little place, Yeo Homestead.
Recommend it anybody?
Anybody. Roof over your head, nice little fire. Nice damper last night too.
Yeah, it was a very nice damper.
Crept through a few of his sultanas in there.
No, actually I didn't find my sultanas, they were Ian's sultanas. But the road's a little bit rough too, isn't it, Macca?
Yeah, she's a bit bumpy, a bit sandy. What about those 2 roos we just missed?
Yeah, we missed 2 just a while back. We saw 2 kangaroos. We made them hop onto the side of the road. Actually, we didn't make them so much. It was bloody Chloe. As soon as she saw the roost, she started yapping. She almost jumped out the windscreen. If we had wound down the window, she would have jumped out and herded those kangaroos up no end. Buddy Chloe.
Jessica had to hold her back.
Yeah, Jessica held her back. Beautiful morning this morning. We've had no wind. Beautiful night last night. Bit of a chill on it last night, but it wasn't too much that we can't put up with. And there's a bit of a garden of Eden through here. You got the what are they, Magga? The Sturt's Desert Rose.
Beautiful flag.
That's the purple ones there. I know we're going a little fast for you, but it's these purple ones on the side of the road. You see them there? What is it again, Magga?
Sturt's Desert Road.
The Sturt's Desert. Oh dear, we have to go round here. Oh, we got a few diversions up here. Must be where the water runs down the road and acts like a bit of a gutter. But we shall manage. Got the old mine site of Yamana. And we came up that road there, and see that road there is the Lake Yeo and Neil Junction goes down that way, and says here not quite there. It says via White Cliffs 143 Laverton. And if you go up this way, you go 190 k's via the Great Central Highway. But must be a little bit of water here with all the cockies. Got to be a few cockies in the trees up there. But have a look at this, right? Look at this. Nearly going as fast as I do on bitumen. How's that? Ian said he was at the back of the car a minute ago and he can smell diesel, so we'll have to get Mr. Warden onto that. But I think we're going to have to clean up those tanks first because they're a little bit filthy. And I wouldn't like Mr. Warden to chuck a wobbly. If there's one thing we can't afford Mr. Warden to chuck a wobbly. Look at them galahs. There's one sitting in the seat next to me. Oh.
Different coloured one though.
So did I, that's what I was going to start with. Back compartment's the front compartment.
We've stopped for dinner just outside of Laverton. And Ian the baker still have a look at this down here. See what that is?
No, it's not.
That's still a loaf of late baked bread. Yeah. Now that late baked bread was actually baked last Friday. Wasn't it? Saturday.
Correction, Saturday. Yeah.
It's Saturday today.
Good bread. Port Lincoln Bakery, late bake.
Well, the Anne Beadell's just about bucket, Jim. What do you reckon?
I reckon we've just about got her.
And we come down off the Anne Beadell Highway. And what's this black stuff, Ian?
Good God, Nancy.
What's this
like
black stuff called?
Hell.
And it's smooth too.
No corrugation in this lot.
No. We're just coming down into Laverton. We just turned off the Anne Beadell, or the dirt from the Anne Beadell, and just coming down into Laverton. We'll go up this way, says Macca. The caravan park on the right. We see a public telephone up ahead. Oh, we got a few public telephones there. There's the Laverton Hotel. don't know where the fuel man is. Is it the fuel man at all? And I think this is the road out of Laverton, so we'll have to do something about that. There's the fire station, Murray. It says there the next fire is due on the 7th of July. Written on the front door there. Ah, here we are. Jim will be wrapped. We found a BP shop. Well, there you go. Have a look over there. BP service station. 1,400 kilometres. We need a little bit of fuel, don't we? I don't know how we're going to get in there. Well, I suppose we'll get in there eventually. That's the thing. Oh, there's a Toyota dealership next door. That'll be handy for Jim. They might be able to give him some more gaffer tape for his Toyota. There you are. There's Jim pulling into the service station there. His fuel line's been on for the last 30 kilometres. So he's pulling in to get a bit of juice. I like bitumen roads. I know it's been a bit long coming, but this is the main street of Kalgoorlie. Kalgoorlie is a town, pub on every corner, and streets paved with gold. Well, there you go. Oh dear, it's been a couple of years since I drove down here. There's another pub there. Another pub there. There's a pub on every corner. There you are, Jack. You have a good set. You have a good look at that, Jack. Quite a big place, Jack. Quite pretty. And you notice we got traffic lights here. And there we are, Jack. We got the price of gold going around up here for you. See that, mate? Gold's going up. It's good, isn't it? Got a nice post office down there. See that? They're just re-rendering the old brick there, mate. Well, Jack, we thought you'd like to see this, but we thought we'd like to take you down Hay Street in Kalgoorlie and show you the houses of ill repair. There you are, Jack. You got your little pink doors there, mate. That's Questro Casa. There you go, there you go. And it says yes on Sunday. Well, there you go, Jack. There we go. Jack Galpin would be thoroughly disgusted at me doing that for poor old Jack. I told you it was at the back of Woolworths. You didn't believe me, did you? No. Well, I was back at Coles, back at Woolworths. There's Willie's Liquor. There you are, Jack. Just down there, Red Rooster in Kalgoorlie. Your luck will change.
Have a look at your baby brother there, Jim.
Playing his drum.
We're back at the lookout for a thing called the Super Pit. And here it is, in all its magnificence. It's quite a large hole here. We've got some tiny little trucks climbing their way up the hills here. Well, as you know, they're not tiny little trucks, they're quite large. And they're climbing up the sides there. And, yeah, it's quite a large pit. And we've got some machinery right at the bottom here, look at that. Got a few vehicles and that parked at the bottom there. Very hard to hold the camera steady. Look where they are, right down the bottom there. Pan around the other side of where we were standing, and we got some more pit running around the viewing area here. So the pit actually runs around us, and I was looking at that end of the pit before. Well, now that's the other end of the pit there. Isn't it amazing? And there's more of them tiny Tonka trucks over here. You know for a fact they're not tiny. They're quite large. When you consider the number of them it would take this big. Be a few trips, wouldn't it, eh? Super pit. Kalgoorlie, Western Australia.
Oh, poor old Paddy. The Irish suicide bomber went into the pub. And Mick and his mate would run around looking for him, looking for their mate Paddy. They thought, oh, he's been blown up. So Mick dives into the pub and he comes out and he's holding up this head. And he says, he says, I found him. And Mick's mate said, no, that's not him. That's too tall for Paddy.
You're not bad, are you, Macca?
That's a good one, Cobber.
Heading east this morning along the bitumen. We've just passed through Norseman. We've actually got a tape of the Goons we're playing at the moment, but we've just turned that off for a second so we can do this. And there won't be much videoing, of course, done on the way home. I might show you a couple of roadhouses, but Carolyn, you'll be happy to know the shopping's pretty lousy on the Nullarbor. There's not that many exclusive items that they have for sale, and all that can be said is that you can get the basics on the way through. Here we go, Balladonia, 180 kilometres. We'll be having lunch before then. And as Jim follows us along here, we come along here and we go around the corner here, and this is the last corner, or the first corner of the long straight section. What's that sign say, Ian?
It's a 90-mile straight, Australia's longest straight road, 146.6 kilometres.
Well, there you go. It's a long straight section of road, and the only thing I can recommend for this is you get CDs or tapes and play the Goons.
Give us breathing space, Moriarty. Good. I say, how empty the room is without him.
Camped on the side of the highway, just out of Coober Pedy. And Jim's just having a beer. He's had a bit of a shower this afternoon. He's got his little wind stoppers all set up tonight. Ian's all dressed up, looks like he's going to a bloody Rotary meeting or something. I reckon he's going to the Menzies disco. He is kept his mind ever since he saw we went through Menzies. He wanted to get hold of the Menzies, and I don't believe this. Anne Macca, the original Australian, polishing his boots. He's polishing his boots to go to the disco at Menzies.
R.M. Williams too.
And he's a bit disgusted with the roadhouses along the Nullarbor, aren't you, Digger?
Yeah.
No Crown Mint.
Not one packet of Crown Mints between 6 roadhouses.
Well, there you go. We got the fire going. Judah Macca's going and getting wood and all this sort of thing. And we're going to have tea here tonight. Bit of a rush. We're a bit slow this evening. I know we're a bit slow, but we're going to catch up tomorrow because I want them to get going by 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah. This is Camp 10, isn't it?
Camp 10, yeah. What are you doing, Jim? Just writing in today's camp.
the trip. I'm putting in the tracks today.
Oh, right.
$610 kilometres we did today.
Yeah, right. Just see it on the screen. Oh, that's a fair way. You can even recognise that as down there as Esperance down there. And there's the long straight stretch of the road just up there. See, between Balladonia and Cagia. Very good, Jim. Old Mac is over there. Reckons this is a bit of a giggle.
What's the name of that last town?
Cagnia.
Kalgoorlie.
You're a bit of a Kangunya.
No,
Kingunia's up near Tarcoolie, you wally.
I didn't say Kingoona. Kagoona.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Kagoona.
All right, we stand corrected.
The A's silent. Where do you want to put a place for this? I mean, out of the way, but that's really what I was thinking about. Where you are there? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we really just need to grill them on there, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all too much.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Trouble focusing with when there's nothing definite. It's too much mist.
Madura Pass. We got had a bit of rain this morning, and the boys got up early and thought they'd beat the old Intrepid Explorer, but we just got them in time. They wanted to actually start the car, pull up next to me, and beep the horn this morning to wake me up. But isn't that magnificent? Bit of haze out there.
You can. Oh, no, so as soon as I get out of the car.
Maybe the thunderstorm, those clouds down there is what we're looking at.
Old Macca reckons this is not bad, is it, Macca?
Very good. Beautiful.
Be good to park your caravan up there and wake up to this in the morning or see the sunset on it at the night. And
It's not often that you see a sign like that. Please keep off the whale. We're at Eugla. Little whistle stop. And we're going to go down and have a look at the telegraph station in a minute. Mac is talking to a long lost friend over there. We just got our diesel. Fairly windy here today, still quite warm. About 32, 33 degrees. Quite windy. And there's Jim in his normal pose videoing people. And they just found out the telegraph station is just down the road.
It's a bit sandy.
It's a bit blowy too today, isn't it?
Yes. Certainly.
There's the old telegraph station. Look at the stone at the doors there, Murray. Not bad, eh? Macca's getting a bit blown around in the wind. What do you reckon, Macca? A little bit windy here today.
It's about 90 mile an hour, cover.
Mac, have a look at where the wind's carved a bit of sand away from here. The old telegraph station. Like sands through the hourglass, so floweth the days of our lives. Well, we got to the Western Australian, South Australian border. Old Chloe is getting a bit towy. He reckons he's been here before. He's been here before, but a bit further north. Haven't you, Chloe? Very windy here this afternoon. We're at the Bundy Cliffs, and Ian reckons that's not a bad shot out there. He's just taking a photograph.
I don't want to get blown off, so I thought I'd better not lose my hand.
Bloody hell, that's no good.
So I've left it back in the car. That way I'm not going to lose
That's good, that's good, that's good. What do you reckon about that view, Jim?
Good.
What do we normally do down here, Jim?
Normally right over. Today I'm going.
Well, just hang on to this, the old Trevor Explorer. I'll tell you what I do. What I got is a bright new $20 note, alright, Jack? Stay on camera. Stay on camera. Stay on camera. We get a rock. We put the $20 around the coin. We throw it away. And it goes over the side. Success!
It did this time.
Success!
The wind blew her over.
I was going to wrap it in one of your crown mitts, Ian.
Oh, hell, I left them back in the car.
That's no good.
Spend my holidays on videos galore. Or lie on the beach getting sorry and sore.
We're going up to see the whales.
Or I could stay
Well, we'll see if the whales are there anyway.
foreign shore. Well, I took a little Kelpie and I sailed another boat. And I saw the colour changes from Albany to...
Coming down into Nullarbor Roadhouse. We'll check, see here if there's any whales about.
I know you're on the Nullarbor, you dickhead.
You've left the bray out. That's what I thought you wanted.
This is
How you going?
Yeah, Rodney McDonald.
That's right, that's right.
60s, I know we use bastards. Where you going to camp?
Well, I'm not sure. Trev's got a right.
19 k's out of Yellowton is the spot.
This side.
Yeah,
What, that bit of a parkway in there?
yeah.
No, there's a
Yeah, that's the one.
Tower there, yeah.
That's the one.
There's a water tank there on that. That one with got the water tank
Yeah,
there.
that's,
It's about 23 or 24 k's out this side.
that's the one.
All right, we'll pull up there and I'll pull up and camp there with you.
Well, we're just walking down here at Twin Rocks to have a look at the whales. That man you saw on the video was Rodney. And he's just going down to Euclid with a load of fuel. And he's going to turn around and come back and he's going to have tea and crumpets with us this evening. We got a few flies here today. And we got a few whales. So I won't show you the flies. I'll show you the whales, okay? I think we'll leave the mother and calf playing in the shallows here at Twin Rocks. Absolutely magnificent location. Have a look at this, Jack. Isn't that bloody beautiful? Not far from our camp tonight, just outside of Yellowton.
About 7 hours.
Probably 7 or 8 hours. We'll probably stop on the way or something. So, yeah, probably, I don't know, might be 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, something like that, roughly.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll be up by 5 tomorrow.
Have a look at the number of flies on Jim's back. They like dark colours, they reckon. Jim's finding it hard to fit everything back in on the last morning.
Yep.
Big shovel for a big job. Ian's right. He's used the big shovel and he's got his crown mints.
All around the bottom of West Australia we could not get them. We had to wait till we got to Eucla and she had a full carton of them.
Ordered by mistake.
Yeah.
Good evening. Yes, this is a little different, isn't it? I was supposed to be at Point Brown. Anyway, I've had a wash. You'll be happy to know I've had a wash. I've changed my clothes. I've had a shave for the camera. See what I do for you? And we got tea going. And that's a little bottler. All right? What have I got here?
I got the old Heinz baked beans in tomato sauce. And I put a bit of, oh God, here we go. I'll put in, put in the old leg ham. It's light leg ham. Comes from very thin pigs. And it's absolutely magnificent. There you go, Jack. So we're going to stay here the night. Once I've had tea, I'll just I'll get set up for the night in here, and we'll talk to Ed on the radio. But we're going to right. That's better than T-bone steak. Okay. The kickerman is what does it. That's a lot of flavour, that stuff. I'd like at this point to thank the team for letting me, because we wouldn't have gone across the Anne Beadell without the full team. I'd like to thank my brother for lighting about 57 fires in 3 days, and setting up all the accoutrements. I'd like to thank old Ian Phillips for cooking up the dampers and providing us with some magnificent meals. I know they're not intrepid meals, they're more like home cooked meals, which is a bit of a worry out in the bush. It's too good, Ian. We don't deserve it. And you'll probably say we don't deserve it either, but that's alright. And I'd like to thank Macca for keeping the spirits up on the team and providing some comic relief. And I'm glad to see you found some crown mints anyway. I'd hate to see you come all the way home without the crown mints, and I hope Jenny likes her present you brought her back home. So we'll see with that. Yes, we couldn't have done it without the team. It's a fairly remote locality, and if I read out the list of damages to the old Intrepid Explorers Niss and Dowdy here from that trip, you would go dear oh dear oh dear. And but we're bringing the car home in one piece. That's the best that can be said about it. It's coming home in one piece. But I think questions will be asked in Parliament. Good morning. Well, it stopped raining just after I cooked my tea last night, which is my luck. Yeah, spoke to Ed on the radio, watched a bit of telly. Had to get a couple of TV stations last night, and had a very good night's sleep last night. Nice and quiet, nice and peaceful. We're here at Kimba, and I think it's appropriate we end the video here. Kimba, as you know, is the place of two galahs. There's one dirty big galah up there and there's another dirty big galah here, alright? Hope you liked the video this time. Anne Beadell Safari. 1,330 kilometres across the Anne Beadell. We chewed through 215 litres of diesel. I'd like to thank the support crew, Jim and the two Ians, and for helping us make it across. Otherwise the old Intrepid Explorer wouldn't have made it across. A lot of cars going through here today, very popular little spot. A few caravans around here, and dirty big sign up there, and caravans up there, and the galah. Yes. We'll end this video here, and
See you next time when we're on the road, eh? Bye.